And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes a guest. She's a writer and podcaster and coupon code accumulator. It's Caroline Moss. And she's a comedian, actress, and duty particle accumulator. It's Jackie Johnson. Tone Zone is here to announce that after much reflection and internal discussions, he will be stepping even further back from his duties with the royal family. In fact, he will be giving his royal duties to Jackie Johnson. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little zebra cakes. Welcome to a very exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Candace Vick. And I chose it because my children enjoy zebra cakes. And sometimes they'll have like half of one or quarter of one left on one of their plates. And I'll think, I'm just gonna eat this. And they'll take a bite. And I think, wow, these are so disappointing. So thank you, Candace Vick, for sending in a disappointing carbohydrate. Yes, I am on Patreon, all sorts of fun stuff. There's bonus episodes of my Patreon podcast called The Friend Zone. I do Ask Me Anythings. I have guests. And it's a real candid look at whatever you want to hear about. And then also there's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. You can see videos of the Thursday show, for example. Right now, you could see all of us if you were a patron. And if you sign up, if you go for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Okay. This is officially our first Thursday show of the new year. Because I have been sick, which you might still hear the remnants in my especially sexy voice. And so we have not done a Thursday show yet this year. And I'm very excited to welcome my guests. Now, we were supposed to be in person. However, I currently am at the tail end of having pink eye in both eyes. And turns out no one wanted to roll the dice and take a gamble on yours truly. Hello, Jackie Johnson. Welcome back.
Pink is my favorite color.
I know, I have pink eye.
But there are some things that you just don't want, and one of them is pink eye, honey.
I know.
No thanks.
I get it. What if I said I have pinworms?
Get the hell away from me.
I know.
I don't want
those are worse, but
yeah.
I mean, we haven't. Anyway, enough of the worms. Hello, Caroline Moss. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Sorry about your eyes. I actually didn't realize it was both. I only thought it was the one.
Well, yes. There's one that's a little more like, I'm like leading with my left eye, and the right one's like, wait for me.
You have pink eyes,
I have
not pink eye.
Pink eyes.
Or is it Pink's eye?
Oh, like passersby?
Yeah. Or like Coles de Sac.
Yeah. Ooh, is that what it, or like attorneys at law? No, I guess attorneys at law totally makes sense. Yes. Hello, Daniel. Welcome back.
Hi there. Hello. Oh, yes. Hey, thank you.
And Tony Thaxton, I bet you weren't even prepared for me to say hi to you, were you?
Yeah, this is record under 4 minutes. I don't even know what to do with myself.
Maybe this is actually me saying hi to you on the last episode.
Whoa.
I know.
I gotta sign off right now. I can't handle this.
All right. So we have a lot to get to. First of all, I mean, I just need to tell the ladies here, and men, you can listen as well, but this is specifically for the ladies. Next week, inspired by you, I am going and getting a full body check at a dermatologist.
Ooh. Nice.
Finally.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm going to the doctor that you went to, Jackie.
She's so hot.
I can't wait. Now, if someone's listening and thinking, I don't care, first of all, no thank you for your lack of compassion. But second of all, the reason we mention this is because Caroline had a suspicious lesion that turned out to be cancer. But she's okay.
It did.
She's a survivor.
It did. But now I'm a survivor. It's over. But you got to go get checked. That's not just something they say. Okay.
I know. And Jackie and I have bonded over the fact that we both were putting it off forever and ever.
But I went as soon as Caroline became a hashtag survivor. I said, I'm out of respect for her and what she went through. I'm going to go. And I did.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I said, I mean, like the same day, you and I were neck and neck in terms of who was going to do this. And then you told me that the doctor that you were trying to see, they were like rude and didn't have any openings. And then you found a new one. And then I thought, this is working out well. I'm just going to see how it goes for Jackie. And then I'm going to make my appointment. And I finally did it, guys. So this year is all about crushing goals.
Good job.
Thank you.
You did it.
I
You're
mean,
done with
I practically
2023
done.
after this. Yeah.
That's
Just
right.
go,
girl.
You met your goal. Yeah.
Thank you. Daniel, do you
Yes.
have anything to add to this conversation?
Caroline, was it basil or was it melanoma?
No, basil.
Yeah. Oh.
And not the kind that you eat. Okay. It was basil. It was on my left, sort of like side butt. I think we talked about it last time a little
We
bit.
covered
Yeah.
this last episode. Keep up.
Okay, Jackie, all you do is talk about your baby. Let me talk about my basil.
You're right. You're right. How dare
And
I?
let Daniel ask questions.
I know,
Oh my
but y'all literally
God.
talked about this. It's literally on record. But if you want to do it again, I'll sit back. I'll sit
If you
back.
want to fact check
Jackie,
I don't remember anything.
Jackie, explain.
Who are you?
Yeah, Daniel doesn't pay attention. No, Jackie, now that you've wrapped up your podcast, I feel like you are, and we need to talk about that. You, and I think a lot of people were very upset about that. But you are now the
Not
perfect.
really.
Well, I'm upset,
I
but
am
I'm
too.
happy
What are you
for. I'm
talking
happy
about?
for you. But you're now the perfect objective sage and oracle that we can turn to. I need advice because I'm now in my 11th year of doing this, and yet I still get tripped up with the following. So I bring up a topic, and then I want to give some people info in case there's new listeners who are like, what are you guys talking about? But then I find myself, I don't know where to stop with the new
Yeah.
info. And then I just start like recapitulating the whole thing, which is like for people like you, Jackie, who pay attention, not you, Daniel. You're like, yeah, we already did this. How do you do
No,
it?
I was just kind of ragging on them. I don't want it to ever gatekeep awareness. So that was my bad.
Yeah.
As a person who's been listening to Howard Stern since she was in 5th grade, this happens on long
Yeah.
shows like this. And, I've heard Howard tell the same stories a million times, but again, people are listening and you just go with it. So no, I shouldn't have cut them off is basically what I'm saying. I'm
It's
an
okay.
asshole.
I like your spicy takes. Jackie,
No, I do too.
you
Apology
recently...
accepted.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, definitely.
Thank
for
you.
Sure.
How
Tony.
dare I cut off 2 survivors also?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
That's
right.
silenced survivors.
You minimize
Cancel
our
me
struggle.
now.
Wait, but you mean Daniel because he's been through this and
Yes,
Caroline? But
which
I'm a
they
survivor
discussed last episode.
because I have Pank eyes.
That's true, but you
Oh
aren't
my
out of
gosh,
it yet.
you
my
want to
God.
be a survivor now too? This
A
is
little
Oh
my-
my
bit.
God. You're
Little
centering
story.
yourself. You're
My
centering
culture is
yourself
not
among
your
their
costume,
right.
Alison.
Oh my God.
Stolen
It
valor.
is.
Tony, do you
Stolen
accept?
valor.
Do you accept Jackie's apology? Because you're being awfully taciturn.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this a cliffhanger. Listeners are going to have to tune into the next
Tony.
episode to
Oh my
find out.
God.
Ooh, play a cliffhanger sound.
I was, again, not to
Thank
center
you.
myself, I was really hoping it would be one of my foul drops.
Oh yeah, let's hear one of those.
I don't have any issues with an anus ride. Shit, poop, diarrhea, farts, but yeah,
And of course, I haven't even gotten to use this one yet.
duty.
Oh my God, not to retread too much, but Jackie, I owe you and all of the nation, the world, an apology. I misspelled duty the
Yeah.
last time you were on.
What
I
did
was
you-
honestly shocked when I saw
How
it.
did
'cause
you
I had
spell
already
it?
Googled it.
You really? See,
Yeah.
I spelled it D-O-D. No, excuse me. Not Dodie. D-O-O-D-I-E. When clearly it's D-O-O-D-Y. And
that
Jackie.
clear?
That's not clear to me. I have this. I have this drop labeled DOODIE.
Oh my God.
And
Twice
guess
in a
what?
row.
I don't
That's-
give a fuck.
Oh my
duty
God.
with
New
a Y
trend.
is clearly singular duty. Duties,
Right.
i.e., S, could be.
This was the full phrase was duty particles.
That's
All I know
why.
is that when in
Jackie's-
doubt, Google. And I didn't know, and I Googled it, and it was DOODY.
But they both came up. This is what happened. Jackie talked about her duty particles on the show, and then I received an assertive text. I appreciated the assertiveness. Text from Jackie saying something about like, if Jackie's duty particles isn't part of the title, then I think you're doing it wrong or something like that. And in my mind, it was spelled. In my mind, I remembered her text as DOODIE. So then I Googled it. I saw more duty with a Y than duty with an IE. But then I'm like, but I got to honor Jackie. But I should have just double checked the text. I'm well, now it's my turn to apologize. Does everyone accept my apology?
I
Wait,
do,
so
I
you-
guess.
To be
I guess.
determined.
You think
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
gets to, if it's their duty, they get to spell it the way they want?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think that it's a free country, but to a point. You know?
Is that the line?
I know.
Your
We
free
have
speech
to have
line?
law and order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Law and Order SVU. We
Yeah.
need it.
Has anyone watched the new show? Now, this feels like a retread, but has anyone watched the new show with Christopher Maloney? And yes, is it good?
No, but that's just because I don't really care about organized crime. Unfortunately, that's not really.
They should have organized special victims unit. Crime.
So weirdly, I mean, as a big SVU head, so Christopher Maloney apparently is like begging Mariska Hargitay to like do a more collab work with him because
Oh, yeah?
that's what people want to see. People want to see
Right.
Benson and Stabler. People don't really care about Stabler on his own. And the other thing about organized crime that I'm not really into is like they're in Italy taking down like, you know, like mobs, and they're in the Colombia doing a cartel, and like Law and Order is not a show that I want to be like paying attention to. You know,
Right.
like that's a show I
comfort
watch with
food.
my phone in my hand. So if there are subtitles, it's like you're asking me to do a lot of work.
I just want to see. It just should be in New York. That's where it belongs with their made up grid addresses.
Addresses, yeah. Do you ever? So I guess assuming you also, Alison, Google addresses when they come up, and you're like, that's in the river, yeah, like
Yeah.
and
I mean, I
that
have-
address doesn't exist.
I have before, but here's a question. This is kind of a just me or everyone. If someone gives you their address, do you Google it to see how much their house cost and to see
Yes.
pictures of their house?
Correct. Yes.
No.
Not ever.
Sometimes.
Not ever, Tony.
Never.
But it's more for research on the market.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just being a conscious consumer.
Daniel, am I allowed to say this? We know, okay. We know of
When in
someone,
doubt.
we know of someone who recently purchased a $16 million home.
Yeah, that's right.
$16 million. Okay, thank you. Everyone's having the reaction that I've never even set foot in a $16 million home. Maybe
have.
In Los Angeles. I'm just trying to get context
Yeah.
of what this might look like.
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Like maybe I've been to Versailles. Or the Getty. I've never even when I think of the most opulent homes I've set foot in LA, I think they're like maybe $7 million.
Mine, right?
What? It's
house.
Jackie's. It's Jackie's. That's
Yeah.
right.
Jackie's.
But anyway, I was saying to Daniel, and this is where I want to know where everyone comes down on this. And I'm not proud, but I'm like, I don't think I could be friends with someone who had a $16 million home. It would just make me feel too not good about myself.
Then who's this person? They're not a friend? I thought you just said they were a
Someone we
friend.
know. Someone we know.
They're a friend of a friend.
Interesting.
By the way,
I think I could
if
be
they-
friends with someone.
Okay.
Oh, me
and
too.
If anyone's out there with a $16 million home and wants a new friend, I'm here. And Allison's not, and that's fine. And Jackie's also here. And Jackie's son, because she has a baby, would also love to be friends with somebody with a $16 million.
I'm already lining him up with my
I don't-
wealthiest friends and their kids.
I don't
for
know
sure.
like what we would have in common, but a thing we could have in common is we both like their house.
well, look, if they want to invite me over to their house, if they want to let me set up camp in one of their millions of rooms and give me a
Right.
bathroom and stuff, like, yes, of course, I can see the material benefit of that.
They want to buy your friendship, could they?
But of course they could. It's for sale. But
Can I
guess what
just say that 16 million, and this is going to sound fucking insane,
Does it not get you that much in LA?
It doesn't. Depending on where
that's
you
why I
are,
asked.
it wouldn't even be like Versailles. It might
But
just be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like my house, you know?
I
16
guess
mil.
that
Well, no, it's
Jackie
not.
wants us to think she spent 16 mil on her house, is what she's saying.
I'm sure everybody on this chat has already Googled my house to see what I fucking pay for it. And you know what? That shit's on the internet. Sorry.
Okay,
I
I
think when you
just
get to-
put in chat the location of the
Oh,
house.
so that's a pretty good house.
That's
for
what
that
I'm
price.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
a good house.
It's not like
Yeah.
this is like the most, it's not like it's the
Brentwood.
Palisades.
But
It's
also
the-
like
Yeah.
an
The hills.
interest. That's like an interesting choice. Like if you have $16
They have really good
million
schools in that district.
right.
No, they do not.
Sure.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Fight,
Tony,
fight,
Maybe
fight.
private schools.
They have
Maybe
one
private
good
schools.
elementary school, and that
I guess
They're probably near it.
I have a question, which
but
is
they
that
probably go to private school anyways.
Yeah.
my question is like, is it a person who's like not like walk down the street recognizably famous? Because I feel like I'd have an easier. Yeah, see, that would be hard to me too. Like, if I had a friend who was like, this is a famous person, then I'd be like, well, of course they have a $16 million house. But if it
Yes.
was just like someone who you like saw in Trader Joe's and you wouldn't know,
It's that.
like from Adam, that this person owns a that's
Please
the
don't say that name.
discomfort.
I also want to.
Oh, Jackie, do you also have an ex-husband too, along with your baby? Oh
I'm
my
joking.
God.
I'm joking. Oh my god, I'm joking.
Wait, before we go on, I need to say something important because Allison said she couldn't be friends with someone who had a $16 million home, but I'm part of this relationship.
Okay.
And if Harry and Meghan are listening,
Oh, yeah,
I
then
have
we could-
extended the invitation for a play group.
Yeah.
know,
What I
play
want to know is
Play
why
dates.
do rich people
I-
live in LA that aren't in the industry? Why would you put yourself through the torture of living in this city if you're not
Yeah.
interested in any
It's
kind
a
of
good
entertainment field? Like, what do these people do? Are they bankers or something?
They're in the entertainment business.
Of course
Okay,
they're in the
so-
entertainment
He is,
industry.
but
They're just not
behind the
famous.
scenes.
Okay.
But
Interesting. We're gonna
here's-
figure out who this is. It's like Guess Who. We're like
You will-
slowly eliminating.
I'll tell you afterwards. You'll never guess though because they're not famous.
Can
And
you write it in the chat? We
I
won't.
mean-
we won't allude to it.
You wouldn't know their names.
Oh, but
Well,
you
then
just
I
say
could
what they
Goog-
do. Just
Okay.
say
Well,
what
Can
they
you
do.
put a name in and I'll Google what they do? I won't make any sort of.
No, just put like they're gaffers. Okay, there you go.
But it's I think it's got to be family money. I think it's got to
It
be
is.
that.
I-
But anyway, I don't. But if they were to listen, which I don't think they would, I don't want them to hear this and be like, "What?" Because actually, like, they're perfectly nice, and I am friendly with them. I think. Let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. I think if I were to spend a lot of time with someone who had a $16 million home, I would constantly be thinking, I'm in their $16 million home. I'm going back to my modest home. This is what it's like to like. It would just be on my mind all the time. Does that make me a bad person? I feel like
I'm
that
crazy?
makes me an honest person.
For me, it's not that I would be thinking that; it's that I would never want to have them over to our house.
Well, that too.
You know,
I don't know that it would bother me that much. I think I would just be like, this is my rich friend. But I also have a very, very close friend who's very, very wealthy. And like, it's totally they're, the first rich people in their families.
Right.
And I don't know. I ride that wave. I like it. It's fun.
All
But
right.
it's also like if they're like a normal person.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
maybe
yeah.
maybe what I'm saying is I wish I had a $16 million home.
I would
Yeah.
love just like a maybe like a $5 million home if anyone's offering.
Oh, that's so modest. But also,
Yeah,
like,
humble.
I recently realized, and this is, I hope the yearning and the desire is relatable here, because these are all real, like, material things I'm talking about. But I recently was
gross.
like, when do I get to be the kind of person who only flies first? Because I only fly coach. I mean, of course, I've flown
I can
first.
tell you the answer.
What's that? When I decide I
When-
want to spend a ton of money?
Yeah, you have to go back in time and not have your children.
Oh, yes, that too.
I mean, that's really it.
In my fantasy about flying first, I always forget that I have kids.
Yeah. But I mean, also just like imagine all the money you spend on your kids, then you can fly first with no problem.
Yeah,
Speaking as someone who has flown first like a few times and doesn't have kids, it's very obvious to me that like that's where that money comes from.
right. some of the last family trips that I took with my parents, they would fly first and leave my sister and me in an overhead cabin. And I get it, though.
I don't think that's true.
mean, no, we were in seats, but it felt like an
That's
overhead
how Home
cabin
Alone.
compared.
That's how Home Alone started.
Really? I still haven't even seen that movie. Can you believe it?
Jesus Christ! Really?
You
I
guys,
know.
have you ever flown in one of those airplanes that has a bar on the second floor?
I never
No.
have.
Wait, those have been around in our lifetime?
Yeah, when I was a
That's
kid,
where
I was
how
on one of those.
planes like started.
That is such I fantasies about planes like that. It's like a luxury liner in the sky.
It's
Yeah,
like
the
when
idea of
people used to
stairs-
get like really dressed up to go
To fly.
on flights, and like now people just like grown ass men wear like fucking pajamas and slippers and like no, but they got rid of all that stuff in favor of more seats to make more money, obviously.
Here's-
But
The
that
idea
does
of-
sound really fancy.
But I
The
don't
idea of
understand.
stairs in an airplane.
I know.
I know, just
I
like
don't-
fun.
That's cool.
You could have a slinky in the air. I don't understand where this
Real Mile High Club.
double decker existed in the planes, though. Were the planes used to be taller? Because
There
it's
was like
not
a-
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did, okay.
were, but there's like a bulge sort of in the middle of like in the front toward the center. So it would be like, it's
oh,
not like the whole
like
plane
a
was
beluga
huge.
whale.
Yeah.
Just like that. Beluga whale in the sky. All
Got
the
it.
planes used to look like whales, and then they were like, this isn't working.
Okay, so Jackie has an update. Jackie, are you indisposed or are you available for an update?
Maybe we move to me in a few minutes.
Okay, let's move to you in a few minutes. Jackie,
I just want to point out that Jackie's breastfeeding her son. She did have a baby.
Wait,
Jackie has a
what?
baby. Yeah, there you go. And Jackie's so good job, Jackie. Congratulations.
He's the sweetest, cutest person I've ever met in my life.
He's so cute.
I am in an exclusive group, not $16 million home exclusive, but an exclusive group where I get to see photos of Jackie's son.
What?
And that's right.
Jackie holding out on me?
Wait, aren't you too? It's just his account that only friends and fam get to be a part of.
Jackie,
Yeah,
say
follow,
something. I don't
follow Sandy if
Okay.
you want to see the pictures. I don't know what to
What?
tell
Yeah,
you.
I didn't know about this either.
Yeah, seriously, it wasn't on the Christmas card, but okay.
job,
now
Allison.
Listen, guys, I'll tell you what
Nice
he looks
work.
like. Yeah, I feel like it's better if just I'm in the group. Anyway, so I get to see pictures of him. He's so fucking
Yeah, he's
cute.
he's so cute.
Oh my god.
Look at that mug.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Oh my
How old is
God.
he now? We are getting oh my god. Oh, he's so cute.
He's
Hi,
so- oh,
Sandy.
he knows
smiling.
he's so
Oh my god.
cute.
This is reason to
Look at those.
He can't even hear y'all, and he's smiling. He's
I
the
know.
nicest person
Hi,
I've ever met.
Sandy.
He's
so
so
nice.
nice.
He's a nice
sweet
baby.
and kind and funny and good and like
He's
so
nice. He's smart. He loves to read. He plays guitar.
Stop.
He knows
He's
how
so
to give a good
cute.
apology.
Stop.
He makes
no,
it
it's
do.
true though. All
No,
of
it is true. He's so cute. I went over there for dinner and he just sat there really happily in his little bouncy thing, and he like was just a very happy baby.
He's so nice.
You're
not
a
what I
nice
hear.
baby,
That's-
Sandy.
That's not what I hear behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
How-
Yeah, I'm actually paid to say that. So
Yeah.
just that's
I mean,
the
let's
truth.
just say not everything is as it seems.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
are you on his street team?
I mean, you hear things around town.
This is La La Land after all.
Okay, question. I forget what made me want to know this, but it's something that happened right as we were like signing on. Made me want to know. Do you guys ever use the predictive text feature? Oh, I'm seeing Caroline
mine
nod.
off.
Caroline is nodding. Jackie's shaking her head. I felt it's weird. I really like. I hit like a sounds good or something like that the first time I did it, and I was like, this. I feel so inauthentic, but that is what I was going to write.
It's really good for things like Happy Thanksgiving or like Merry Christmas or like Happy Holidays to you too or Happy New Year, like things you're sending kind of over and over again. But I don't
Right.
like it. It's not that predictive. Like it can't like have a conversation for me. And it's like
No.
a lot, like it just takes a lot more time to be like, oh, did you figure out what word I was trying to say? But if you type Merry, Christmas will be there. And so that's when I use it.
I guess what I mean is when I think it's on Gmail, like someone will write back saying like, yes, that date works for me. And then it'll offer me 3 options, which is like,
Yes.
okay, thanks. Or like, sounds good. Or whatever. But it's usually
Or never contact me again, you twat.
Right.
Yeah. You're a
yeah, I don't
big
get a lot of
bitch.
you big bitch with a giant twat.
You big bitch.
Whoa.
I use it if it like doesn't require like sometimes it's just like perfect, thanks, and like it just works. But I also know that they know that that's what I'm using. So then I feel like a little bit of a shit.
I hope tonight when I send my file to Tony, I get a response that says, never contact me again, you big twat.
You huge twat.
Caroline, why do you think that they know that you're using predictive text?
Because everyone has seen predictive text. So if I say something, okay, actually, this is really funny. I mean, it's not that funny, but it is true. So I have a contact who's in the UK, and like we email a lot. She is she manages like a brand that I do some work for, and we email so much that like the predictive text on Gmail will suggest that I say things like "brilliant, thanks," like in reply to her, which is like really, really funny because I would never say "brilliant, thanks."
That's
But
bloody
whenever-
great, Pip.
Sweeney Todd. When I get the option to do "brilliant, thanks," when it gives it to me, I do use it because I'm like, oh, that's fun.
That's actually Apple should make it, or forget the other ones. Apple should make it an option in your settings to choose your personality.
Yeah, you're like colloquialism. Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
vernacular based on. Yeah, no, it's really funny. It's very weird. It's never given me "brilliant, thanks" for any other email I've ever sent, just with this girl.
And do you
Ellie.
think it's because Ellie is such an English name, just like Sylvie is a French name. Does it know that she's in England, or is it like reading her text to you?
I think she probably has. I don't know. I imagine maybe a mix of both, but like literally, and I'll go back and look, and maybe
is her email address Ellie in UK? Because
yeah, it's like Ellie at iambritish.com. Ellie at brilliantthanks.edu.
Cheers.
Cheers.pip. I don't know. It's probably a mix of both, like based on IP address, based on, whatever. But like, I'm telling you, it's never told me to say "brilliant, thanks" before. But every time Ellie emails me and is just like, okay, like, January 9th, 4 p.m., the post will go live. Like, thanks for all your work. And then then it's like, "brilliant, thanks." And I always just click it and it's just "brilliant, thanks." And then I send it. I love it.
Oh
I mean,
my
that's
God.
fun. I get to be like a different person because I'm sure like she doesn't think it sounds weird when I say "brilliant, thanks," because I wouldn't think it would sound weird if she said "sounds good," but I don't think people in the UK like say "sounds good."
Right.
But so I wonder if she's like, why is she saying "brilliant," or if she's just like, yeah, that's words and that's when you say them.
You should ask her.
I have to ask her. What do you think about it when I say "brilliant, thanks"? I know you probably think about it a lot, and I would love to know what your thoughts are. Yeah, good idea.
Right.
That'll be my next email. Emails to Ellie. It's my series.
Yes, I love it. How was everyone's New Year's Eve? Did anyone do anything fun? I did not. That is when my cold flu laryngitis situation reared its ugly head the most. So I was actually asleep before midnight, which everyone who's like, I'm such a homebody, I was going to be asleep before midnight. I feel like people always say that, but I literally was. I think for the first time. Usually I always at least stay up till midnight.
I went to bed at, no joke, 6:30. So I got you beat. I took like a lot of drugs, both like medicinal and otherwise. Actually, they're all medicinal, depending on how you want to think about it. But like, I was like, let's just like go unconscious. Like New Year's Eve is so much pressure. And a few years ago, I decided like to stop acknowledging it. And like after I stopped acknowledging it, the pressure of like a new year and like all the things you have to change about yourself sort of went away. So every New Year's Eve, I'm just like, the faster I can like fall out of consciousness, the better. And maybe that sounds a little dark, but it works for me.
I have a lot of questions. And I'm going to just give the questions to you and you can answer whichever one or in whatever order. You, Caroline. Sorry, I forget that people can't see where I'm looking, especially with my eyes. Survivor.
Yeah, with your pink's eye.
My Pank's eye. I would like to know, what all drugs did you take? And then also, you said that this pressure to be a new person, like what kind of pressure? Because the pressure of New Year's Eve for me back in the day was always like, I got to do something really, really fun and meet a guy, or just have like a memorable
that's
night.
Not still your thing. Sorry, Daniel, do not listen.
Fun.
It's just
to this part.
It's just easier to meet them
encourage
nowadays. It's not so fraught. Yeah. So what kind of pressure were you putting on yourself? And
well,
drugs?
first of all, I did some Xanax, prescribed legally. If the FBI,
hell yeah.
Thank you. And rock on. And so I had a Xanax. I took a weed gummy, and I took just a little swiggy swig of a NyQuil because
Okay.
I did develop some illness after being in New York. Which, by the way, so my Christmas week was hard. I got to New York. This happened for Thanksgiving too. Got to New York, and my entire family had COVID. So I was just in New York for Christmas. Did not see my family. Was in a hotel for 9 days. Had the time of my life because I wasn't sick. But by the time I got back to LA, I was not feeling great.
No.
So I was drugged on a smattering on New Year's Eve. But the pressure really comes from I'm going to wake up and I'm going to this year is the year I keep a really detailed planner, and I'm going to be super organized, and all my emails are going to go answered immediately. And I've gotten past thank God, my 20s are over, where it's and this year you're going to lose 10 pounds. But now it's more you're going to be super organized. You're going to stay on top of all your shit. You're going to call your mom every day. All just this stuff that all of a sudden is supposed to start on January 1st. And I just kind of realized if I don't acknowledge the changing of a year, and if we're just going Saturday into Sunday like any other Saturday into Sunday, my blood pressure stays down. And so if my resolution is keep that blood pressure down, I am thriving. But yeah, I just don't like the idea that you have to wake up, and especially having a shopping podcast, I got to tell you, so much of the conversation between Christmas and New Year's, and I don't blame anyone for doing this. This is exactly what people want us to do, and sort of the culture of a new year. But there's all this chatter in the G Thanks Facebook group of what should I buy to make myself more organized? What should I do? What's the best pen? What's the best planner? How do I clean up my phone? How do I organize my apps on my home screen? A lot of it was organizational based and productivity and hashtag hustling. And that just sort of put me in a place of what if I was on drugs and had some lucid dreams, and I woke up tomorrow and it was Sunday, and that is it. And it actually works out really well for me. I did sort of stagger from bed to the bathroom to pee at 12:10 and yelled, New Year, to my husband, who was playing video games in the living room, and he was thumbs up, and so that was sort of it. But I don't know, especially didn't everyone have that period of time where you'd go out and it would be this whole thing, and you'd have an outfit? And I'm I'm just happy that's kind of over. Tony, didn't you have going out tops, and you'd go to the club?
That's pretty much all I have in my closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of going out tops.
Yeah.
The pressure of New Year, new going out top.
New Year,
I just
new
want
Tony.
New Year, same drugs, asleep.
Do you have going out pants?
Me or her?
Both.
Tony and I actually share the same pair of going out pants.
Oh my God.
And I didn't.
No,
we haven't
you're
wanted
never
to talk about this. I know, and we haven't wanted to talk about that publicly, but I feel like it's probably time. We did say in 2023 we would tell people.
That's true. But it's really nice because it doubles each of our wardrobe.
It is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do y'all have the same pants, or is this literal same pair?
We share
Sisterhood
a
of
pair,
the traveling,
Sisterhood of
going
the
out
traveling.
pants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why Tony and I can never technically go out on the same night, because it's whoever has the pants gets to go out. So I gave him the pants for New Year's, which is why I just had to take drugs and go to sleep.
It's like a timeshare for pants.
Yes. It's money saving. It's also environmentally friendly, and we all know we care a lot about the earth.
Do you get excited when it's your weekend for the pants?
I do, and the pants do call me weekend dad. And that used to hurt, but now I've sort of leaned into it a little.
Yeah.
I'm Disneyland dad to the pants. I take it, to Universal, and we ride the Simpsons ride, and
Oh my God.
they do end up wanting to go back with Tony at the end of the weekend because there's more stability there, routine.
Yeah. Mostly
but
just go to Target, and that's about it.
Right. Well, they do that with me too. Okay. But yeah, I haven't gone out in New Year's in a really long time, and I don't. Does anyone else's like Facebook memories show them like 11-year-old photos of them in like bandage dresses?
I mean,
No.
I was with you until that part.
No.
Okay. Well, whatever you were
Yes.
wearing 10
Yes,
years
yes.
ago.
But
Okay,
I can't wait
Jackie.
I can't wait for Apple's AI to start creating those for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's worth the $8 spend. I'll tell you that much. Jackie, what was your best? Sorry, Allison, my show now. Jackie,
yeah,
what
take-
was your
take
Jackie? What was your best New Year's Eve look? I feel like you've had.
Oh,
You've
honey,
had
I
looks.
used to turn lurks. I mean, silver
Until you had a
tube
kid.
tops, crimped hair, gloss, one sleeve bodycon, Forever 21, glitter
And this was just last
dress.
year.
I was asleep before midnight for the first time in my entire life this year.
Same.
Because I have
How did it feel?
I have a baby.
Oh
and
my God!
I have to wake up very early, and so I go to bed as early as I can. So I was asleep.
Do you like sleeping now? Like, do you like sleeping early now?
The only time I have to myself is when I am asleep. So
Yes.
sorry.
Did I talk about my New Year's last year on the show before? Does that sound familiar at all?
Were you
Not to
driving
me.
a lot?
Tell
No,
it
well,
again.
it was when I was supposed to have started the Motion City tour last year, but then we had to postpone because our singer got COVID, and then it spread through all of us. But so it was super depressing because it was literally the morning of the first show was supposed to happen. 'Cause we were supposed to play New Year's Eve in Chicago.
This was
And-
2022.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the show ends up getting postponed in the afternoon, and I'm like crazy. Like I wanted that tour so badly. I just really felt like I needed it.
Which
and
I
just-
take personally, but
I know
whatever.
you do, but that's not the point of the story, Allison.
Okay. Well, it's Allison's show.
And so it was really depressing. And like, while it wasn't, the whole tour wasn't officially postponed at that point, there was still some hope, but it wasn't looking good. And so I was just like super bummed out and depressed, and fell asleep kind of early that night. Fell asleep and, woke up at midnight to the sound of all of the fireworks in the world happening. And it was terrifying because
Oh, God.
waking up to just loud ass fireworks, completely just out of a dead sleep, forgetting that it's New Year's. I like legitimately thought the U.S. was under attack.
Under siege, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
What did
They-
you do?
I just like sat up and panicked for a minute, and then like
Jeez.
after a few seconds, it finally I was like, "Oh, it's new. It's midnight. It's new. Yes, okay." But yeah, for those few seconds, it was absolutely terrifying.
There are big swaths of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles area, that are like cuckoo for fireworks.
Oh yeah,
And they do fireworks on multiple occasions. In
any
the year.
chance? Christmas this year.
Basically,
Yes.
12 hours straight, just nonstop. It is Christmas. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I
There-
didn't remember it on Christmas in the past, but I heard it a lot this year.
For
They must
the
be going across the border to get them.
for the East LA, like
Canadian
Northeast LA
border?
folks, and South Pass folk, Jackie.
Yeah.
When the Dodgers opened their season,
Oh, yeah. It's a
they do
nightmare.
the fucking flyover.
Yeah.
And my dog, who doesn't give a shit about fireworks, when that happened, she looked at me like like that felt like I didn't really like think. I mean, I was like, what the hell is that? But because the animals all started freaking out when they normally don't care, I thought, and it was like maybe 2 months after like all the Russia and Ukraine stuff started happening, and I was like, fuck, like.
Was your
Damn
dog
it.
worried that we were getting invaded?
Well,
Not a big.
She
baseball
watches
fan.
the news,
it's
Daniel.
hard
She
to
knows
say.
what's
It's
up.
hard to say this, but my dog is pretty pro Putin.
Oh, God.
She is, and it's we're trying to. It's bad. It's bad. We did an intervention and everything, but
The dog
she was
media
like
is very biased.
Yeah, it is. She does a lot of Andrew Tate TikTok, and I'm glad for that reason that he's off the platform. But no, that flyover scared the shit out of me, and it's not like. At least it probably took you, Tony, like a few briefly, then you got there. Oh, it's New Year's.
Yeah.
There's no part of me that's going to be like, oh, it's opening day at Dodger Stadium. That never occurred to me. So for 10 minutes, I was like just figuring out where my bunker was going to be.
We used to live close to the Grove, and at some seemingly random date in the middle of November, they would do like I don't know if it was a Here Comes Santa Claus situation. It was hey, it's Christmas at the Grove, but they would have a huge firework thing, and it always took us by surprise. Very loud.
LA loves their fireworks.
Love
Really
it.
do. You know, every
love
time I
it.
hear an explosion, I think gunshot, no fireworks. And I don't know if I've ever heard gunshots, actually. People on Nextdoor seem to know exactly what they sound like because people are always like, gunshots, ? But I really don't know if I've ever heard one.
I think we had gunshots recently. Yes.
But how can you tell the difference between that and a firework? Is it because fireworks keep going?
I don't know. I've never heard a gunshot in real life, just on TV.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I don't know for sure that they were gunshots, so I can't know that I was right. But having lived several years in South Central, back in the early 90s, I can tell you that there's a particular sound. Now, is there a firework that has that same sound? Maybe. It's also usually like, it's not just like, like one shot. It's usually like pop, 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 which is not like, fireworks are usually like more,
Yeah.
regular.
That reminds me of that show, The Newsroom, the Aaron Sorkin show. I remember Alison Pill in that heart-wrenching episode saying, pop, 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 pop. That's what it sounds
that was
like.
so cringe. That
Remember, I know. Wait, what I did or that episode or both?
I remember that episode. Ugh. She was just acting
That
her
show
balls off.
was so funny, and I was like I worked in media at the time, and so like there was nothing like reporters in New York loved more than
making fun
getting
of that
together
show.
to watch the newsroom and be like, "Ugh, not us. But guess what? Definitely us, and we were worse. But yeah, do you remember like and Fix You by Coldplay was the song in like the Pinnacle episode? And it was like, no, oh my God, what am I? Is anyone else remembering this? I'm not going to have to Google it. But it was like, it was just like the climax, and they're like, we have the vote. Like, oh God, wait.
Was this the season where she had gone to like Iraq or something? Where did she go?
I think so. Okay, wait, I'm looking at the.
I remember the
Mackenzie McHale?
I remember the scene where they're on the plane and they all turn on their phones, and he's like,
Oh, yes.
they killed Osama bin Laden."
They killed Obama.
Yes.
That episode was out of nowhere.
It was wild when they killed Obama.
They should have just gone alternative history on us.
Yeah.
I think that would have been more fun. Nothing the newsroom did could have prepared us for the actual newsroom of 2016 and beyond. Okay, wait. Okay, I'll try to. Okay, the episode was the 4th episode of season 1. It's called "I'll Try to Fix You." The recap. Okay, boop up boopity. So you know what it is? It's the Gabrielle Gifford shooting in Arizona, and you're
news.
yeah, because remember there were like actual reports that she had died, and that was getting wow. This episode real took a turn, but in the whole like Aaron Sorkin of it all, like put this very emotional scene to a fucking Coldplay song, and reporters just like running through the halls being like like with like papers and their little steno notepads. And
now what if the news, CNN, MSNBC played Coldplay songs during really like serious moments?
I'm all for it. They should have. And maybe I would have stayed in news longer than I did had they had more better soundtracks.
There's never a bad time to rock and roll, man.
All right, Jackie, now that you're back.
Who,
must
me?
ask- yes, you. I have 2 questions for you. I'm gonna throw them out scattershot.
Okay.
I need to hear about the gardener situation. And then also what drama is going on in the Facebook group, the mom group, because everyone here knows that, I mean, if you care to share, because I've talked before how I have a real beef with Facebook mom groups.
Yeah, well, part of me feels bad because I posted on my close friends story today that I'm in a Facebook moms group, and it is by far the most unhinged Facebook group I've ever been in.
Ooh.
But then I started realizing like how hard it is for moms. And personally, I've had such a hard time with being a mom and the struggles of it. So then I was like, that was very judgmental that I put that. But the real issue is that you can now go into certain Facebook groups and become anonymous.
Yes.
So it just says group member.
When you post.
And I feel a lot of people, unfortunately, don't have anyone in their life to turn to. So they go to these groups to get attention. And it just becomes unhinged so fast.
Well, they don't get what they're looking. I mean, they get attention, but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they don't get compassion.
Well, you're always going to get... Aren't you always just going to get opinions? Like, what are you actually looking for? You're just going to... There's a million ways to do something.
You're looking for attention.
But, like, can you give an example of, like, a post that you saw and then what happened?
Okay, so somebody went anonymous, and they were like, hey, so me and my husband are fighting, so I moved out, and now I'm in an apartment, and then it flooded, and I didn't know who to call, and the landlord came up and yelled at me, and he said I have to be out, so now I'm on the corner of the road, and I'm holding 5 boxes, and I have 7 kids, and I don't know what to do, and then now I'm at the zoo, and now my son wants to pet an animal, but what do I do? It's just like chaos, insanity, and you're like, there's so much here, and you need help, and I don't know what to do. Like, the real help for you is to not be on your phone typing this on Facebook. Like, your children are at the zoo in the rain. Like, get off the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then what kind of, do they get compassion in return?
And then she's like, oh no, then an orangutan bit my kid. And then, oh, my landlord's back. What does he want? I mean, it's just a nightmare. It's just like, no, I feel like they get both, because if somebody says to them, hey, maybe put your phone down and get, and then someone will go, don't shame anyone. Like, then, you get like 100 different responses. It's just a lot. And
do you learn
what does it say about me? Yeah, of course. I don't post.
You don't post?
Oh, I don't post in Facebook.
I know you don't. You don't post in mine either, but
no. I've thought about
moms?
it so many times.
I mean, they would love it if you did. They're all big fans. Are there any things that you're like, have you ever gotten really close to posting in the moms group, Jackie? Be honest with us.
Yes,
please.
I actually did post once, and then I felt vulnerable and erased it.
Wow.
Smart.
But
look,
it wasn't,
we can do hard things.
It
Jackie.
wasn't personal. It was when I had a baby. So when I was pregnant, I ordered.
What?
Congrats.
I ordered 2 different cannons, and it's talc cannons that are not going to light a house on fire. So just don't come for me about that for a gender reveal. I ordered the pink ones and the blue ones because I didn't know what I was having. And then I ended up having a boy. So I have pink gender reveal cannons that I don't need. And I was like, someone in this group is probably going to have a kid and wants them. So I posted and nobody responded. So I erased it. I felt vulnerable.
Felt like a big, that would have made me feel like a big worthless loser. I don't know how it made you feel.
I should have said, I have gender reveal cannons and I'm on the side of the road and my landlord kicked me out and I'm in the zoo and I'm wet, but it's not raining. I don't know why. And
this orangutan just ate my gender reveal cannon.
And then what happened with your gardener?
Okay. So Ben and I are first time homeowners, and we bit off more than we can chew in terms of the greenery on our property. So this arborist keeps coming by. Now, arborists, he feels like a little bit of a grifter to me. Like he comes by and he's very kind and he's like, hey, I'm the arborist. I trim all the trees in the neighborhood. I know this lady. I know that lady. I know this lady. I've been trimming the trees at this house for 30 years. And he knows the people who lived here before us. And so we let him do it the first time. And it was so expensive. And again, it's very hard work. The guy was literally at the very top of my palm tree, way up in the air, chopping fronds. I mean, these people are skilled. They definitely aren't
Yeah, it's
cheap
a real
because
job.
it's a very difficult job. But this
But it
motherfucker,
is shocking. It's like a 4-figure bill. Like
Yes,
we had to have a tree trimmed, and it was crazy too.
yes. But then he said to us, he was like, listen, we're going to do this. It's going to be expensive, but we won't have to do it again for a long time. This motherfucker comes a knocking and he's like, hey, we're back. We got to finish. There's more. This was like a few months ago. And I'm like, no, you said we wouldn't have to do this again for years. And he's like, well, no, but there's that. And then he's pointing out all my stuff. He's like, that's not looking good over there, that. And I'm like, no. And so I straight up tell him no. And then he calls us back and he offers us a lower price. And I'm like, there you go. Right. So I was saying, we don't need to do it. And then Ben was like, no, our trees, we have to do what's right for the trees. And I'm like, Ben, he's swindling us. He's swindling us. So finally, we agree. We get to a price. We agree on it. And here's what happened. So we have an orange tree. My poor orange tree, I think it's of advanced maternal age. It has no oranges on it. Like, I think last year I got like 5 oranges. And you see these pictures of these beautiful orange trees with like 1,000 oranges just drenching off of them. I barely got any damn oranges. So he was like, I need to trim the orange tree. The only branches that had a lot of oranges on them were the branches that were over my roof, like growing on top of the house. I go out there. He cut all the branches off and took the damn oranges.
You've been
Had
robbed.
to make it worthwhile.
There's no oranges left. And I was like, is that normal? Because we did tell him to cut it down, but to take the fruit, is that normal? And then,
well, actually, I'm going to tell you, Jackie, you told him to cut those down.
no, he said he said we needed to, and we agreed.
Then,
So he kept my damn fruit.
I think he probably should have asked you, but technically I think he's allowed to.
See, I just had this conversation with my child care, and she was
With a
like,
cop.
absolutely not. He was like, that is insane. I think he's taking advantage of the fact that we don't know any better. Now, I will say this. I've already been on the
works
show
for you.
once, and to remind everybody who didn't hear it, I had a gardener take my tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're after Jackie's fruit.
So this same
Okay, so here's what
gardener-
I'm hearing. There is a
Guy's hungry.
Facebook group
Yes, I was going to
Okay.
say this.
where there are arborists and gardeners communicating about
Wait, for
who.
real?
And this house,
No,
this
Alice.
house has fruit for the picking.
These are the idiots.
Yeah, they are saying, here's who you can get the. I watched someone shoplift at Ulta yesterday, and this is the same thing. It's like people know Jackie. They're like, she's not going to chase you down the street for the tomatoes. Get them and go.
Should I post in the moms group that I have a gardener stealing my
Yes.
oranges and see what
Yes.
the response is?
Oh, that'll be.
They will excoriate you.
You will be so
Yes.
It's like those
But
old
yes.
hobo symbols. You probably have a hobo symbol on your fence post that says this. It's like
House
some
has
squiggly
fruit.
line that means this house has
Yes.
fruit for the stealing.
Yes. But here, let me finish that thought. So basically, my gardener took the tomatoes, and I didn't know if it was like, oh, he took them because it's his right, because technically he grew them. I recommended him to a friend. And my friend called me the other day and goes, I have to ask you something. The gardener took all of my persimmons.
What?
And she was like, I was watching him line them up and put them in a bag. I didn't know. I thought he was picking them for me. And then he fucking took them. and I felt so guilty. I'm like, oh my God, she's got the mark too.
Yeah.
Because I referred her so he knows that she's also one of the fruit.
He's like an idiot hanging with idiot. Takes one to
Exactly.
know one situation.
And apparently persimmons are not cheap.
No, they're not. I wanted to tell you though that like Dan often takes fruit from there's like rules, like if you can reach it from a
I
public
think
space.
one is fine, but
What? That's the rule?
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you can reach fruit, if like there's a fruit tree in your front yard and branches of it hang over onto the sidewalk and you can grab the fruit without going onto someone else's property, you are able to take it. And
well, he needs to call the arborist to cut those down.
Well, Dan, if you see like a sort of like a nebbish Jewish man in your yard taking your like
on your ring
loquats
cam.
on your ring cam,
leaning way over a fence, like,
leaning way over a fence and being like
Teetering.
this.
grab it.
Then yeah, exactly. That is my husband. You can return him. But yeah, there's like a lot of rules about that. But I would think that like a gardener or like an arborist would be like, hey, just a heads up, like with these branches I took down came 20 oranges. Like, do you want them or like do you mind if I take
That's
them?
what I'm saying. So
Right.
now
Yes.
Ben and I, we're not going to say anything, but we have a new rule now where if anyone touches any of our citrus, we're going to say them beforehand. Hey, don't take fruit. Capiche? Are we all on the same page here? Because I was
Maybe
so
not
excited
capiche.
about the oranges. No
That's how Into
capiche?
the Woods starts. You can't.
Are they Italian?
That witch comes down. Yeah,
I'm
do they
not
get- I
answering
don't know
that
they're gonna know.
question.
you're hiring Italian arborists in LA?
Yeah.
You know
In
what?
LA.
Olive
Yeah.
trees are very popular.
Well, there you go.
I
Yeah.
think you could just say like, just like, I don't know.
I was so excited about my oranges. Like they've been
That's
growing.
really sad.
They've
yeah.
been growing
Yeah.
since Sandy was in womb, and when he was born, I would walk him around the yard, and I would tell him, "You might be old enough to eat the orange when it's finally here. Like it'll be your first
He was
food."
excited
And there,
about it.
I've been telling
Little
him
did
about
you
them.
know.
And
Sentimental oranges.
I'm not kidding. There are 4 of them.
Little
Ben
did you
had
know
one
that
today.
the arborist was also walking his son around your
Yeah,
property.
exactly. This
saying,
is the neighborhood.
You're gonna
One day.
get this orange.
Wait, Caroline, these rules that you're talking about, these extensive, this codified fruit
Yeah.
situation, where
Yeah.
where do I find a copy
Yeah,
of this? Like, where
Tony,
is-
can you look that up?
I'll have Dan send. Dan's like a big rule follower, but he like knows all the rules. So I will get them for you. But there's very like he will be like, I'm going down to the persimmon tree, or like I'm going over to the loquat tree. Like he has places that like he gets fruit at. It's wild. But I mean,
In your
this is why we
neighborhood.
essentially
Well, also, a lot
Yeah.
of people don't give a shit because they have so much fruit. They're not going to do
exactly.
something
I mean,
with
also
it.
you'll see just a lot of like in the Buy Nothing group, like you know, we just picked our grapefruits, like put them in a basket, and then we have a sour orange tree, which basically is like the same as a lemon or a lime, and can be used for all the same things in our backyard, and that thing fruits like 50 new ones a day, so we're constantly like getting rid of them.
Yeah, there's this woman near me that has a loquat bush. And,
Loquats are great.
And she literally has shears and bags out next to it, and as a sign that says, take as many as you want.
Exactly. Yeah, I think
Loquats are
that's
those, like little orange-looking things.
they look like little oranges. Yeah, I think
Are
the
they any
problem they are good. Yeah. Not to be like my husband. He did write something for the LA Times that like got him like semi.
You have a husband?
And if he ever, I did get married. Yeah.
Wait, he wrote something about loquats that got him canceled?
Not like canceled, but like the editor like made a headline that like wasn't necessarily like what the story was about, but it was a catchy headline. But it
Is it
essentially
like
kind
white
of
people love loquats?
Yeah, it was like, why is no one in LA eating this fruit like by a white man? Where it's like, you know, all these like kind of indigenous like native communities like to Los Angeles, like whether it be like Spanish or Filipino or whatever, like no one, like we use it all the time. So and the article literally acknowledges all of this, but of course, like an editor is going to be like, "Well, like what's going to be grabby?" So that actually, if he listens to this, he's going to be like, "Why'd you bring that up?" It was very sore subject in my house for a while, but they're good. But I think the problem is that like you don't know quite literally the bounty of the fruit of wherever you are. So there are going to be places that are like, "Please take as many oranges as you want. This tree won't stop." And there's going to be like trees like Jackie's, like you just want your damn oranges because there's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
I lived in a place that had an avocado tree, and we just had bags and bags and bags and bags of avocados.
Yeah,
and
that's
you could
sick.
love them, but you cannot go through that many avocados.
That is goals right there. I mean, an avocado tree would like buy your house.
Yeah, I know. Should have sold them.
Oh my God!
I would set up
Speaking
a
of-
stand on the corner.
Yeah.
Speaking of the things that are delicious, we are supported by Little Spoon. One thing you're probably hearing over and over this time of year: New Year, new you, Caroline. We know that as a busy parent, Jackie, you don't have time to completely overhaul your life in the new year. One change that's easy to make that will make your life easier in 2023, Little Spoon. Little Spoon is a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, toddler, and big kid delivered right to your door. You can have Little Spoon in your life for years to make mealtime healthy, tasty, and easy. Little Spoon delivers fresh, organic baby food from single ingredients to multi-texture purees to take the stress out of starting solids. Toddler and big kid meals that are free of junk and taste amazing. They have hidden veggies in the mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, and adventurous eats like pot stickers, gnocchi, and more. We just got a big shipment of Little Spoon, and it really does make your life so easy because there's like these sort of packaged meals for the big kids, and there's like a lot of I was trying to take a nap the other day, and I heard Daniel rattling off like coconut, like all these different
The smoothies are
amazing flavors to Elliot, and I was like, "What? Did you guys buy ice cream? Like, what are you?" And then I realized you were telling him the Little Spoon smoothies. It's all really, really good, and it makes your life so much easier. Make this year's chaos a little more manageable with time-saving, delicious, and healthy meals and snacks your kids will love. Go to littlespoon.com and enter code NEWBESTFRIEND at checkout to get 50% off your first Little Spoon order. That's Little Spoon, LITTLESPOON.com, and enter code NEWBESTFRIEND for 50% off at checkout. Okay. I think it is time to say hello and welcome to some new patrons.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to Liz Crow. She opted for an annual subscription. Hello and welcome to Mark Campbell. He's at the texting level. Hello to Ashley Bailey. Opted for an annual subscription. A lot of annuals. I feel like it's a new year thing. Danny K, annual. Cindy F, annual. Hello, Mel. Hello, Candace Vick. And hello, Whitney C. Welcome to my Patreon. I'm really going to get my shit in order this year. Now I am doing the thing that Caroline talked about. But I'm really going to get organized.
No, don't tell. I can't hear that. I can't hear it.
It's another day. Another day.
Yes.
Same
It's
as
just
same as
Sunday.
yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah. But all sorts of fun stuff this year, and I'm going to be a little more regimented. Not that I needed to, not that it's like, it's not New Year, New Me. It's just another day, same old me, but I think maybe I'll get a little more regimented with the Patreon. Ask me anything. We're going to be doing those, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Patreon.com. Is that compelling when I say blah, blah, blah? Does that show my passion? Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Patreon.
Okay. Listen, ladies, you guys both have husbands. Do you wear robes around the house? Because I have recently taken to wearing a robe. And Daniel and I did an episode that came out Monday, youtube.com/Alison Rosen for the video. Which I feel like adds a lot. That's right. Oh, I love it. Carly Wiesel talking about robes. And Daniel let me know that just how just repulse. I don't know. Daniel, how would you describe how you feel about me in the robe?
Not repulse. It's just, like I said, I think, again, no offense. But you look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It's a very puffy robe.
I mean,
and then I also have puffy slippers, and it's a whole. No, it's it's a cozy look. I look like a cotton ball with a tiny head.
Yeah. So it's a look that says, I'm past the stage of giving up. I've entered a new phase.
Yeah, I'm going to be cozy and comfortable. So I'm just wondering, what kind of robes do you guys wear? Because initially I was like, I'm going to get myself an attractive robe. And then I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I have a terry cloth robe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a big bathrobe instead of towel person.
Got it.
This has proven to be controversial with some audiences, but I don't like towels. I'd rather just wear a towel that has sleeves. But like, I also don't think that like any, I don't know. I've never ever thought about it in terms of like how the other person in my house perceives me when I wear a robe, because I just assume there's no way I'm going to be looking like incred. but I have like a nice parachute robe that I really like for summer. I have like a summery robe, and then I have like a fleecier robe.
I mean, just to set the expectations, it's not like I've been looking in cred. I've been slowly cascading into looking like I'm wearing pajamas 100% of the time. I've just like kicked it up a notch.
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah. Well, do you like what? And Daniel, are you saying you don't love the Stay Puft marshmallow sort of like
Five?
I'm not at that.
of
I'm not
this?
there yet. I mean, I might develop some sort of weird kink for marshmallows. I don't know, but right now it's not. It hasn't developed.
He doesn't look at me anyway, though. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh yeah, the male gaze has shifted.
Just don't gaze at all, okay?
There's no gazing happening.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Alison. Just be you. Wear the robe.
Oh, I am. It's not a problem to
Good.
me. I just didn't realize that I live with a troll.
Yeah,
and
I think
a
you just.
naysayer.
I think you just do, and I think
Yeah.
that you. But I still think that, like, in the face of adversity,
I'm gonna
you
thrive.
wear the robe.
Listen,
Yeah.
nothing says
It's too comfortable.
Nothing says I don't care what you think anymore more than this robe. And that's how
I want to
take it.
see this robe.
I will take a picture of it.
It's not
It
just
is-
a robe, Jackie. It's a robe and slippers. Matching
But I
slippers.
don't-
So it's a
It sounds
No.
like
head to
she's
toe.
very comfortable. And at the end of the day,
Yes.
running all these
That's
podcasts,
important.
being a mommy, she wants to wear a damn robe.
God
That's right.
bless her.
Yeah.
She's been
It-
through hell. She looks like a confection, not a healthy confection, like one of those baked Alaskas. You know what I mean? Like just
I was
just-
meringue.
meringue.
Yeah,
Looks like
meringue.
It's Pottery Barn dream robe, as I explained, and then I cut myself off on Monday's show because I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking boring." But
All the more reason to bring it up again.
again,
Yeah, she ruminated on it, and she was like, "That was too boring not to do twice."
I thought it was terry cloth, and then I realized no, it's like a very puffy fleece. But I was, like robes are new to me. I've never really, sorry, Caroline, I've never really been a robe person except
I
if I'm in a
understand.
hotel. But all of a sudden, I'm like, I am really settling into the robe portion of my life.
It's a good place to be, I think. You know what was interesting, and I think where my robe thing started was like in high school. I might be misremembering this, but like what I remember, so which is my truth, that my mom was like really sick of like constantly doing towel laundry. So we each had a terry cloth robe and we each had like a towel, and we were responsible for those two things. So that my mom was like not, because like I don't know about you, but like I would like use a towel and then like hang it up, and then it'd be like wet, and then I get another towel, and then all of a sudden my mom's doing like 17 loads a day of like just towels. So it was like, here you have two things and they're your responsibility, and like you wash them. And I think that that's where the terry cloth robe thing came from. But like I'm a robe head for life. I think towels are not useful.
I
You're
got no
now my
problem.
people.
I got no problem with the robe as a towel replacement idea. Both of our boys have these towels that have, in the middle of the towel is a hole and then a hoodie, like a cut.
A hooded
put in
towel.
A hooded towel, and then they can be like a pirate. So it's kind of like a towel robe hybrid. And I'm like, yeah, I would like one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Those are towels with arms. It's great.
I have a question. And I know you mentioned that it's controversial, and I feel like maybe I like voted in an Instagram poll about your robe use controversy, but
Yes.
do you
probably did.
towel off at all, or you get out of the shower, you're wet, and then straight into the robe?
I turn off the water in the shower. I like wring out my hair. I shake it off a little bit. And then I put the robe on. I usually wash my robe like once every 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't like get sopping. I have a towel for my hair. The way that my bathrobe gets the most water on it is if I let my hair wet touch like the neck. Could not be more boring. So then that's when it's like that's when it's like you know, oh, it's too wet and this will never recover and you're going to have to like do laundry soon. But like if you like I don't get out of the shower while I'm still soaking wet. I like shake off my body a little bit and then put the towel on. And it's literally like put the robe on, and it's like having a towel with arms. People, I got to tell you though, people really were like ragging on me for that, and then but every once in a while I get a nice little DM from someone who was like, I tried doing the robe thing and it turns out you were right. And I was like, no shit, I have never been wrong. So, that's
Jackie,
correct.
where are you with all this?
I don't robe.
It's
as
waiting
a
for you when
nudist.
you're ready.
I get out of the shower, I towel myself dry, I put on as many clothes as I can to be warm, and that's what I wear. I don't fuck with a robe. I just don't find them to be covering enough. I don't find them. I need more layers. I need more real coverage.
Okay,
What do you
me
do?
last year.
What do you mean? What do I do?
What do you mean you need more coverage?
Robes are too opening. Oh, I accidentally moved the wrong way.
You
My
put 'em
pussy's
over
hanging
your
out.
clothes.
You put them over your clothes.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. They're not for me. I'm a no robe guy. They're
Just
not
like
for me.
Tony. Just like Tony. You know that one of Tony's early names prior to Tam Thax was
No robe
No Robe
Tony.
Tony.
No, listen, you're either a robie or you're not a robie. And I don't appreciate the attitude, okay?
I switched sides.
I'm happy that you did that. I'm not going to.
Okay, that's what I would have said. I was firmly no robe, and then I was like, it's so cold. I need to put something on, and now I'm like,
what?
I'm wearing a blanket.
A robe is like it's like a coat for the inside.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a house coat.
That's why it's good.
I just realized this,
Oh,
Jackie.
shit. Do I need to get a robe?
Oh my God! Wow, she can be turned so easily.
Well, no,
2
I
seconds
just
ago,
love being
I'm not
cozy.
a roby. You're a roby. I'm not a roby. 2 minutes later, she's
The
looking
idea
for
of
a
wearing
robe.
it
gotta get a fleece
over
one.
your full clothing is interesting. It
Well,
is.
There's robes of so many different materials and textures and lengths.
It's
I
like
want-
being
I want the biggest. I want my own Michelin Man.
Jackie, I need to
Get
show
the
you
Pottery
this
Barn dream
forum
robe.
that I found on 8chan. You're not going to believe.
Oh no.
You're
Is this
not
real?
going to believe.
Wait, is this real?
Oh, yeah. The connections, your mind will be blown. It starts with robes. It ends with the deep state.
This is her indoctrination.
This is it.
Tony, do you feel differently about me knowing that I've switched teams?
No, you do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't affect my life in any way. But
Tony, be
it's-
honest. I saw your post on Reddit about this.
Keep it quiet. I didn't know you knew
All
that
right.
was my alias.
All right. Look, you left it in the pocket of the pants, and I found
There are
it.
so
And
many
that's how I-
animals popping up behind Caroline on this video. Like every time she says something, there's a new critter in the frame. I just saw a cat. Now there's a dog. I saw another cat above her head earlier.
I
We
saw
got
it looked like a
lot.
cat was climbing in through the window. But it's
Yeah,
your-
there's like a little perchy on the window. We have a lot of animals. We live in a farm. Jackie, I will get you a robe of your dreams.
Well, I think we all know what color it's going to be.
And Tony, I'll get you a robe too, and we will turn everyone.
I can't do it.
This
can't
is
do
how
it.
it
only in
starts.
only in Japan. Only when he's in
No,
Japan. does he
I've
don a
talked
robe.
about this. Like, I know everyone thinks it's weird, but you know what? This has no effect on your life. So just let me do my thing.
Well, tell me, and then I'll tell you if it has
I
an effect on
Showers
you.
with
like-
his shoes on.
I like to get I shower and then I just get dressed. Like,
That's what I said. That's what I do.
Like, and I don't have like lounging it's literally
Do you towel off?
yeah, I towel off.
Oh, okay.
Usually.
I thought you were like I shower and then I put my clothes on.
This has
and
nothing
yeah,
to
it's
do with
weird.
being wet or
Okay.
dry. This has to
Oh,
do
Wait,
with
Tony, hold on. Are you saying you don't have indoor pants?
nope.
You don't have like
Oh,
so your
okay.
cozy clothes.
Straight from jeans to bed?
Yeah.
Because that's Daniel.
Yeah.
You put on jeans even on days you don't leave the house?
Yes, because it is
Tony,
it is
when
listen,
you wake up
hey,
on Christmas. No, I can't let you talk. I can't let you do it.
I don't care.
You're
this has no
incriminating
effect
yourself.
on any of your lives.
It
This
sure
is
does.
for me.
It sure does.
I am already a person that struggles enough with like depression and things like that, and it's a weird mental thing for
Yes.
me where like
Okay.
No, I agree.
need to be like fully dressed, and I'm just
When
like
I put
I'm ready
on
to
clothes,
go.
I've
Should've
already
led with
felt like
that.
I've done something in my life.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
it because when if I were to like be wearing pajamas or something, it just like does this thing to me mentally where I
slippery
just feel worthless.
Yeah.
Even if I'm doing the same things I'm doing fully.
I get that.
clothed.
Tony, have you ever been in a hotel when
Fine.
there's been a fire alarm? and you've had to evacuate in whatever you're wearing? Because the thing about wearing those jeans all day is you're ready for whatever.
Right. Well, that's kind of that's how I feel about. That's how I've never thought about that necessarily, but just like if something comes up, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. Shower with your shoes on, baby.
To me, that is like and some people do this. I follow them on TikTok. That is like waking up, taking a shower, putting on cute clothes, putting on a full face of makeup, even though you have no plans. I cannot imagine. And a bra. I cannot imagine
it. I respect it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the self-esteem, I guess. I think it's incredible, but I don't do that.
That's the thing that
respect it.
comes up for January 1st for a lot of people too. It's like, this is the year I like have a morning routine. Like everyone's just trying to be Tony on Jan 1.
But if
And
you
I
post
get
a
that.
lot-
Like jeans really do help with depression.
Yeah.
Jeans
The ones
help
we
with
share,
depression.
especially jeans.
Jeans. That's what I was just
Tony
recently
skipping on a
prescribed.
beach being like, do you have depression? Jeans.
Did your doctor give you jeans?
But Tony, on like a Christmas morning, you're waking up. It's Christmas morning if you celebrate. And I'm realizing now I don't know if you do.
He
But
does.
like
Very
you're
much
just
so.
you're just going
That
from
does he?
oh, you love Christmas.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. So we have that comment. So I see my soul sees yours right now. Okay, so you're just going from sleeping to downstairs to the tree in your jeans.
I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
probably. I think maybe not so much when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, yeah. It's just yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I would have loved that if you were younger, like in 7 years old, you got up and put your jeans on and then went down for Christmas.
Tony, what
But
do you,
yeah,
what do you sleep in?
me?
No, sorry. Tony, what do you sleep in?
He has
thought you said
denim
Caroline.
pajamas.
Exactly. I just sleep in my underwear.
Okay, so you don't even own pajamas.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does your girlfriend think of this? Has she commented on it?
No. She, honestly, she kind of does the same.
What?
Yeah.
There's a lid for every
Wait,
pop.
Wait, what do you guys sleep in?
Oh, no. I'm talking about I'm not talking
one
about
of those painters
It's
smocks.
not what Alison. Yeah. It's not what Alison sleeps in. It's
it's
the
what
opposite.
I don't put on.
It's
It's
what
what
she
I
doesn't
do-
put
what
on
I-
during the day.
No,
She does-
I'm not.
it's the
I'm not
same.
stunned that they sleep in underwear. That's an early relationship thing. I'm stunned that your girlfriend also doesn't own.
Well, no, I'm not.
Pajamas
I'm
and
not
lounge
gonna claim she
clothes.
doesn't own any, but she usually just is wearing whatever she wears for the day.
She
remember-
also puts jeans on, is what
Yeah.
Tony said.
You guys both.
Yeah.
I remember one time when Daniel and I were dating, I went there straight from the Adam Carolla show, and my thing was immediately change into my comfy clothes. And I think Daniel, was that the year that you made ceviche? Not ceviche. What did you make? It was like Valentine's Day or something.
Oh, Chopino.
Yeah, he made something, and he's like, I was like headed to take off my bra and change and get comfortable. He's like, wait, don't change yet. Excuse me.
Little did I know that none of that mattered.
And so I was like, I sat there in my shirt and my fucking bra for the whole dinner, feeling like I have never felt more claustrophobic. I don't know if I can do this relationship. He won't let me become myself.
It was.
And now?
I let her become herself to my eternal regret. No, I'm kidding. It's
I
fine.
know.
During the pandemic, I did have to have like a wake up in the morning and put on clean pajamas for the day rather
Yeah.
than I didn't like staying in my pajamas that I slept in. But similarly, Tony, I get it. I didn't want to spend the day in jeans, but like I bought a lot of like matching set pajamas and loungewear, like sweatpants and sweatshirts that are the same color and pajamas that all went together, because that gave me some sort of semblance of like getting dressed. But like before the pandemic, pajamas was just like, especially like in college or my early 20s, where you're like, you have no money and you're not going to spend money on pajamas with the money that you do have. So you're just wearing like bank shirts you got for signing up for a credit card and like someone else's like gym shorts. But the pandemic was important. That was like a depression coping mechanism, was like loungewear. And I believe it still is 3 years in.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, I guess I was going to say it's still going on. It's not really.
It is.
I say as I There's
As you have pink eye.
five viruses living inside me, and also an array of other germs taking up residence. So big news. Tony, play a big news thing.
I literally just hit a button and that's what happened.
What was it? Was that an actual sound effect, or was that one of us pretending to be chickens?
That was the I think it's a turkey. Well, it's a person pretending to be a turkey, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tony, Daniel, and I are going to a live wrestling show this week. This is, if my eyes will let me, this is the culmination of something that's been happening gradually over the last 9 months, I'd say, which is that my podcast is becoming America's #1 wrestling podcast. I have befriended a number of wrestlers at this point. I know a lot of things,
Wow.
arguably about wrestling, but I've never actually seen it in person. So a lot of people are wanting me, a handful of people, but important people are wanting me to actually see it. And we have committed, and it's all going to happen.
I'm excited.
On Wednesday, although you guys are going to hear this Thursday. So it happened the day before. Now, my understanding is it's like the show's somewhere between 4 and 6 hours, 3 and 5 hours.
That's a little bit, but it's because it's a weird thing where they tape their live show from 5 to 7 because it goes to the East Coast also. But then there's a show that they pre-tape for Friday that they'll do afterwards, and that one's like an hour. So
Wait, and that's Rampage?
yes,
Okay. So it's at the Forum, which I haven't been to
Fun.
in years. If I've
only
ever been there?
Yeah, I think I've only ever been twice, maybe.
I've never
I
been
feel
there.
like I saw a concert there like when I was in high school or something.
I need to do a lot of educating on what the stories are. I got a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was actually nerding out to Flo the other night. I was like, because I have, and now it turns out one of my bandmates is actually going to be in town who also doesn't watch. But I told him we were going, and he's like, really? Like, what are? And so he's going now, and he's going to
That's
sit with
awesome.
us.
We got to do a Zoom where you do a presentation.
I was
going
gonna
to
just
get us up
type
to
some-
speed.
Yeah, I was thinking. I literally was saying like, maybe I'll type something up so everybody knows what the deal is.
Please, because Pete told me that he was like catching up by watching AEW, and I was like, I'm not doing any prep for this.
There's nothing like crazy that you're going to be lost about or anything. You know,
Is Pete going?
Yeah.
Pete's going too.
Cool. Oh, right on.
How much blood are we expecting? Because I can't handle it.
It won't be that much because it's still just TV. But I would assume they're probably at least one of those matches. I think probably will happen. But it won't be like excessive because it's TV. So I doubt it'll be too excessive.
It's what row are we in? I think it splatters up to that row.
Yeah, in our big upper deck seats. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I just went to see Harry Styles at the Forum. It's
did?
kind of a small venue.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's even the upper. I was actually surprised. I thought we got seats like far away. Mm-hmm. But like everything's pretty close.
That's what someone
Okay.
else told me that went the last time they were at the Forum and said that there was kind of not a bad seat in the house.
No, there really isn't. It was really nice.
Did you go multiple times?
I went twice. I didn't mean to go twice. I mean, I did mean to, but I went once and then had so much fun that I was like, I'd love to go again. Found
You weren't
some
like
tickets.
trying to find the in and out and ended up at the Harry Styles show.
I was like, shit, wasn't I just here? There I am, like on stage, like rising up from the ashes, and I'm like, fuck, animal style. It was great show.
This will be like my first big crowd since.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Like we still haven't even eaten indoors. Are you guys
Really?
everyone here? Yeah, I know, that's insane, right? I saw someone on Twitter be like, "Question for my other immunocompromised people: are you eating indoors right now?" And I was like, "I'm not even immunocompromised, minus every virus living in my body, but like." I'm not immunocompromised and I'm not living indoors. I'm not eating indoors. I just don't want it.
I think
Again.
also we, in LA, minus the weather that we've been having lately, like, we're kind of in a position where like you can eat outside year round with
Right.
a good heater. So you don't really have to. But I mean, I've been on a plane, I've been out of the country, I've been to a concert, but like, I also like don't like, I look at numbers all the time and try to make decisions based on data.
Are you masking in those
Yeah.
situations?
I masked, I mask like anytime I go into like a store. Like anytime I go anywhere like that, I did not mask at the Harry Styles concert. And then I left feeling a little like, oh my God, like what the fuck was that? But, and I mask on planes, a thing that people aren't doing that often. But like,
That's crazy to me.
that I mask.
No, that people don't mask on airplanes.
You're like, you're an idiot. They don't do anything. They actually send carbon dioxide back into your body, and
That's
it'll
right.
kill you.
You wanna get sick,
No,
wear a
people
mask.
don't mask, and also people don't mask, and they like just fucking cough and like sneeze, and it's like disgusting. I love a good mask, and I feel really good about the fact that it just drives me bananas to think about how many like subways I commuted on, like literally with my head in someone's fucking armpit while someone was like, oh, don't mind me, I have the flu. And you're like, okay, no problem. Like, gross.
Right, the way we used to live. Jackie, are you guys
way we used to
fully
live.
eating indoors and stuff? You had COVID around the same time I did and had an unpleasant time like I did.
Yeah. I'm about to fly with the baby, and I'm horrified because I know so many friends who have gotten COVID from having a baby on the plane because the baby doesn't wear a mask.
Right.
So I'm just hoping that we're okay. We're all boosted and we had it in July, but I don't know. I just, at some point you have to just live your life. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I eat indoors. I'm shocked you have kids in school. I mean, you're going to get COVID from that. Go eat wherever you want.
I know, you're right.
You can
You're right.
also there are like ways to be careful and to still live your life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I think
it's
like,
yeah. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. We
No,
got it
go ahead.
outside. It's just the new variant. Why are we talking about this? The new variants are so contagious. Masks don't even prevent them.
I think that in certain situations where it's like, well, this is an extreme risk. You know, if it's a crowded place, go in, wear your mask. It doesn't hurt. Like for me, I don't know. I don't even think of it as much about COVID anymore, as much as it's just like, I'm tired of being sick. Like,
Daniel,
yeah.
we've
the
literally
germs are
had-
coming inside the house.
I know. I mean,
how
like
you-
we have been this house. We've been sick for like
yeah, because
2,
y'all have
3
children.
weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just. I mean, if I
Go
could
to a
just avoid
concert.
one virus,
Live your life.
Yeah.
Y'all have
Yeah.
kids in school.
I know, you're right.
I would like
And their
to live
first
my
big
life
thing is
without
going to
being
be
sick.
wrestling.
You're going to have fun and it's going to be fine. And like the things that people do that I don't understand are like, I feel sick and I have symptoms, but I'm going anyway. Like, well, fuck you. But like, if you are feeling fine and you test before you go. I don't know. Just be like a normal person in the world.
There is a new cat behind you.
I know. They're literally ever. They're multiplying. And that's the one with asthma who has to do the little inhaler.
Oh.
You guys, this was so much fun. Thank you for doing this. Next time, please come in person. I promise I'll be totally healthy. We must get together in person.
Yes.
Tony hates Zoom, and I can't say I love it either, although it was delightful to see everyone. Let's see. If you like what you're hearing, or even if you don't, make sure you're subscribed. Leave us a nice comment or a review, rather. It helps out the show. 5 stars. Follow me on social media at Alison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. I mentioned Patreon. I'm also on Cameo. And listen to Upworthy Weekly and Childish. Caroline, where might we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at gthanksjustboughtitpod. And that's it. And that's where I am. And that's where I'll stay.
Okay. And Jackie?
Recently I ended my podcast after a 6-year run. So I'm not going to tell you to listen to Attribute. I don't give a fuck if you listen because it's over. So I have a Patreon now. The Patreon's popping, and I basically have just been not giving a fuck. And all I do is talk shit on my Patreon, and I do a whole deep dive on the podcast industry and why it's fucked and why I left it. And like, so if that sounds fun,
I wanna hear that.
patreon.com/Jackie Johnson. I mentioned
Love
both
it.
of you. I mentioned Alison and Caroline. Sorry, Tony and Daniel. Y'all haven't come up yet, but
No, that's all right.
I mentioned you both in very positive lights. by the way.
I was going to say, I talk shit about you and you have to just subscribe to figure out what we said.
twats.
Is a good business model. I got to say.
Twats. No. I actually talk about how you both are such allies
Oh.
and confidants in this business to me. and how
Thank
you've
you.
both been super supportive and helpful, and that we are friends in real life.
Yeah.
And by the way, we talked about COVID and robes, which I know everyone can't get enough of, but I didn't even really get to go into like you ending the podcast and all that. So you just have to come back very soon, please.
Or
I'm gonna do
everyone can
Patreon.
just go to my Patreon and pay $5.
Do
And I need the
both.
money. I don't have a job anymore. And did I mention I have a child? I'm a mother.
Yeah. She's in the middle of the street. She's holding her child, and they're at
I'm
the
at
zoo.
the zoo. And there's a
It's
gorilla biting me.
raining.
There's no oranges on my tree.
Oh my
got
God! The
barren
gardener
trees.
took your food, and
Gardener
your
took
baby
my
is wet
food.
in the rain.
The landlord is mean.
Daniel, what about you?
I'm just going to be subscribing to Jackie's Patreon.
I'll send y'all the audio file if you
Oh my
really
God.
care.
I got to hear
Well,
it.
I was subscribed before. I'll just resubscribe.
You don't need to. You don't need to. I'll send y'all the damn wave if you give a shit.
Oh,
I'll be
we give shits.
I'll be on the
y'all
Pasadena.
know why I stopped the show. Y'all know. I'll tell y'all when we hang up.
I'll be on the Pasadena Moms group if you want to find me. My name is Meredith on there. Or Daniel Quantz at Twitter and Instagram. I'm still tweeting. I think I'm the only one. Me and Elon. And we just have fun. We just go back and forth. I tell him about Dogecoin. He
What
tells
did
me-
people get wrong about him now that you know the real him?
Oh, my God. He is such a teddy bear. He's so sweet.
Is he the one
And he's
with
probably-
the
and he has a
$16
great
million
sense of humor.
house?
He does.
Yeah, exactly. Is that exactly
Yeah.
my friend
Elon.
Elon?
In real life, Elon is so funny, you guys.
And Tony.
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday. That's it.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Listeners, thank you for listening. Happy New Year. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?